My first ever fantasy custom COT. What do y'all think? Here's Reed Sorenson's 2008 Target Silver Dodge Charger. Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again, back with another NASCAR Diecast review. This one's a custom one, folks, and I tell you what, this is one of my kind of personal favorites COTs from 2008 I've made. I tell you what, this is a car I am very proud of, honestly. I mean, this was a entirely fantasy COT. In all honesty, this thing just kind of was thrown together, and the end result I am just thrilled with. So this car was a Casey Kane car from 2008, right? It's a 2008 Dodge Charger. This car still retains some of the original paints. Notice the winglets. Notice the splitter here. The spoiler is the original red from the Casey Kane. The splitter is still the original. The side skirts had a paint. It's a little bit darker because, you know, paint. This car, I took a silver paint. I took some silver paint. I painted across the whole car. Now, I didn't use the right paint. I should have just used a spray. I didn't. I used a freaking paint pen. And you can see around the car, there's a lot of little spots where the red leaks through. But it's a custom. You know, it's not going to be perfect. One thing I will say, the clear coat on this thing is beautiful, man. I love the clear coat I was able to get on this. Wow, this is really good. It's a little bit thinner on the sides, which is normal, but I tell you what, man, the roof, look at that freaking shine. So over here on the nose, you got the good old Dodge logo, got the Target logo. Now, this car is like an inverted version of this car right here. This is a special paint scheme. You know, you got the 2008, Bud Shootout, Target Dodge, but this one's entirely fancy. This car was never made. This was not based off a 2008 car that ran. No, this was actually based off a Indy car and a Kyle Larson paint scheme that ran with, Target's 25th anniversary. This car, obviously, is missing the Dodge Charger logo because that literally probably fell off when I was trying to clear coat it, so that's an oopsie on me. But this car was a car that was ran in the Cup Series. I think it was 2014, and it was ran at the 600 and the Indy 500. The headlights a little bit crinkled up. Of course, the grill inlet on the Dodge logo there, like the actual grill part, it's three-dimensional, so it's going to seep in a little bit and really give it that crinkle effect, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So Diecastbuffet, why did you make this car? Why did you take the time to make this car? Look at all these little spots. The thing looks horrible, right? I get it, I had some spare decals, and believe it or not, I still have some of these spare decals, because when I ordered mine, they gave me 3 little sets of it, right, of the same decal. I used a set for the 2008 car. I already showed the black Bud Shootout Target Dodge. I had some extra ones, and I was thinking, I could just let these things just go to waste and just rot away, or I can make a custom out of it. So I was like, look, I have an idea, let's try it. So you got Reed Sorenson, you got, I can't even read these here, Bosch, Dodge, Polaroid, Lexar, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. I guess it says Target or something. But I was thinking, let's try something. Let's do all silver with red accents. Let's go for it. I mean, you even got the red with the chrome wheels, man. I freaking love that. I did kind of like not really a poll, but I asked some of the viewers, hey, what looked better on this car? Black wheels with the chrome lips or red with the chrome lips? They said the red, so I went with the red. You can see a little bit of the original Allstate logo there. And like I said, guys, it's not a custom that's perfect. No custom will ever be perfect. I should have used a different type of paint, which of course, a silver paint pen, went at it, and that's why there's little spots missing. It's so hard because when you're trying to, scrub it on with a paint pen, it starts gunking up the paint pen, and you leave these little spots, so you have to let it dry and then go back over it, dry, let it go back over. It's a pain in the butt. But you got the little Target logos here. So this is it's like a car that I would see maybe at an all-star, like an all-star type of event. You kind of have like the Target logo shooting, but instead of just being 4 little Target logos, I added one big one to kind of give it a little bit of like a fast effect, like a polka dot, like boom, 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 boom. I did it on both sides. Very reminiscent of Casey Mears what is it, like 2005 paint scheme. So of course you got like what, Lysol, Maxwell House, Amp, Glad, don't know what that is, Microsoft, Dodge, some more logos down there. Got Tums, got the 41, got NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, NASCAR Race Car, Mechanics Wear, Holly, Checkers, USG, Coors, Light Pole Award. You got Commit, Dow, EA Sports, 3M, Mac Tools, Autometer, Stant, Jags, Goodyear, Eagle. Once again, Reed Sorenson there. And you know, this car was literally just thrown together. This was just parts I had, and I just threw it together to make this custom. And I'm just so freaking happy. I mean, just look at that freaking red, man. That just looks awesome. Now, this, I will admit, is pretty oof. You do see that big mark right there. I was trying to paint this, and I marked the spoiler. I should have fixed that before I clear coated it. I didn't. It's okay. It's there. I ain't worried about it. You can notice a lot of little red specks on it. I would like to say this is just a textured paint scheme with the target reds bleeding through the silver. Unfortunately, that's not the build idea. The OG 2008 mode, you could tell by the back window. This is a proper Dodge mode. This is not built on a promo. But this is just the alternate paint scheme. Maybe you could see something like this at like an all-star event or something, you know, like a special night race. I'd like it. You know, it's unlike anything I've seen on a COT before. I should have really touched it up there. I mean, you can see a lot of the red bleeding through. It's not perfect. It's not, but it's a custom. And one thing about it is that when you put these cars on camera, they look a whole lot worse than they actually do in hands. Like, it's weird how that works, but it really does. You figured they would look a little bit better on camera because maybe it would be too blurry and it would kind of hide some of the effects. No, it actually brings it out more, which is funny. But you can see how the clear coat is not flat because the paint job's not flat. You can see all the little ripples and stuff. That's because I used a paint marker. If I would have just spray paint this thing, it would have been great. But I would have had a mask, you know, the spoiler and stuff. And that's unbelievably difficult to do. I mean, it is ridiculously hard to actually mask some of these 164s sometimes. And if you've seen in the diecast stripping video I did, I ripped apart a bunch of Dodge COTs, right? And I needed some parts for this. I needed a back windshield. I needed a front windshield. You know, I needed a cockpit for the race car. I took apart a whole bunch of Dodge COTs, ripped them apart, and built this. I'll have a link to that down below in the description. And I'll also have a link to the 2008 Budge Shootout, Reed Sorenson Dodge. I'll have that down below in the description as well. So you can check out both of these Target COT customs. But I think the windows look fabulous. Of course, this one's not locked in all the way. Again, it's a custom. These things are much harder to you know, to glue back together than a Gen 6 because the front wheels are on a pivot, so the entire body can lean like this when you're trying to glue it. When you're on a Gen 6, that thing is just freaking locked. It's like a Rubbermaid lid, bro. That thing's locked. On a COT, it has these two prongs here and it pivots, so it's a little bit more of a trick. And you have to be kind of careful when you glue these things back together because if you clamp the roof of it, it's going to indent the clear coat. This is an automotive grade clear coat, I might add. This thing, if you press it hard enough, it will leave a fingerprint. It's clear coated, but you could still leave an imprint. So you can't just look at it like, oh, it's invincible. No, these things are still touch and go. This is what I call a touch clear coat. This is something that you can handle with it, but you can't freaking mat the gas with it. So you got the 41 joint there. You got Energizer there. I tell you, that bright red, man, that just looks fabulous, man. Holy cow. Alrighty, folks, that is it for today's diecast review. A custom 2008 Target Silver? Target, it was a Coors Light joint, I would say Silver Bullet, but I can't do that. That's trademarked. Target Silver Dodge Charger. Entirely custom, entirely fantasy. I just threw this paint scheme together. It was really cool because I had all these different logos, and I got to pick where I wanted. You know, do I want Energizer on the deck lid, or do I want Polaroid there? Do I want Tums there? It was fun. But anyways, folks, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Diecastbuffet, and I'll catch y'all guys in the next video. You know, post all kinds of cool NASCAR gameplay, NASCAR diecast reviews, heck, even some diecast racing. Go ahead and check out the NASCAR Diecast Cup Series. Next race for that, it's going to be April 26th. Unscripted diecast racing. It's a load of fun. You'll like it. Anyways, folks, hope you're having a great one. Diecast Buffet. Signing off.